Hello y'all, welcome to a new travel vlog. So we are in Ghana.
Pushing on my buttons with no hesitation. Gas me up, give me motivation.
We are in Africa. This is actually my second time that I've been to Ghana. I was here a couple years ago in December as well, so I'm excited to be back. And now that I think about it, this is the third continent of the year that we've been to, period. Okay, we started in Asia towards the beginning of the year, and then we moved on to Europe, and now we are back in Africa. We're in the motherland, so I'm excited to be here. I definitely wanted to make sure I came back because last time I was here with my friends, all we did was party the entire time. We really didn't do much of anything else. And I feel like that was such a waste. I didn't get to even go to the Cape Coast Castle. I didn't get to see the Black Star. Like, there's so much that I didn't get to do. And I'm just like, that is diabolical. I have to go back. So that's what I'm mainly focusing on this time around, is getting some, cultural experiences. I mean, I still will do a little bit of partying as well, but it'll be more of a balance. So yes, that's the main reason why I came back. And I'm out here with my homie John. He's here as well. He's been in a few of my other travel vlogs. And I actually had a friend who was supposed to come as well. She's actually one of the girls that I went to Ghana with last time, and she ended up backing out last minute. So, she's not here, and it is what it is. Shit happens. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time here in Ghana. Very excited about it. And I have a driver again this time. Last time, me and my friends also had a driver. So I just wanted that same experience because it was just so convenient. You definitely don't need a driver at all, and it is a bit overpriced, but whatever. I like the convenience. So yeah, I'm about to hit up my driver now actually, so he can take me to run a few errands. I've already been here like a couple days already. This is like my third day here. The first 2 days I completely spent on beauty maintenance. I got my hair done, nails done, feet done. I will make a whole separate video going over that whole ordeal. There's a lot going on with that. But yeah, so I'm now ready to, get things done, have a good time. So yeah, it should be cool. So let's head out.
Now we can life where I never see. I carry God so I cannot. Baby increase in the commas. Original no be part of me. You know be clear for your memory. But then now we are us come back. I get those travel living life in my fire, burning bright. It's in the inside.
Ooh, child, I'm back. That was a lot. Listen, the traffic here is intense, okay? She's intense. But I have my driver take me to the mall to get a couple things. I then needed to go and get a candle from this candle shop. And then he took me to go get a nose ring because I left my hoop nose ring at home, and that's what I prefer to wear. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy one here. And looked up the top rated piercing shop. They took me to somebody's apartment, okay? That was the top rated shop, was at somebody's apartment. And he was in the cuts, okay? Dirt roads everywhere. It took us so long to get over there. It was only 8 miles away. It took an hour and a half to get over there. It was just a whole lot but he was very sweet. Shout out to Jay. Very nice. And he helped me get a nose ring that I'm happy with. So, hey, it worked out. But yes, we are back at the apartment. I needed to get a candle because it does not smell the best in here. There's an odd smell that's been here, for days now that I can't get rid of. So I needed to get a candle to help combat that. Listen, the accommodations that I've had here in Ghana have not been the best. And I have stayed at 5 different places here, okay, in total. Long story short, last time I was here, me and my friends, we booked very last minute. So it was difficult to find an accommodation that had availability for 2 weeks straight. Well, I was here for 2.5 weeks last time. So I did a lot of jumping around from hotel to hotel because, everything was booked. And, I was staying at the, top quality 5-star hotels. They were not giving top quality at all. One of them I stayed at was called Movenpick. It's supposed to be like one of their best hotels. It was not giving that. There were ants in the bathroom. The shower was dirty. I was like, bro, what is happening? So I have not had good luck. I only liked 1 out of the 5 in total. This is one that I don't like. I don't like. And this particular apartment complex, I stayed here last time. It's basically called like an apart hotel. And it's called Embassy Gardens. It's very popular. A lot of people stay here. The thing is, if you get a good host, then you'll be good to go because the property itself is beautiful. But the rooms or the apartments are individually owned pretty much. So if you have a bad host, then it's just not going to be the best experience. And that's what I'm dealing with now. Last time I was here, I loved it. My host was great. The studio was very cute, very well kept up. This place is not. It's not well kept up at all. But it is what it is. I booked it. Got unlucky, so whatever. I will show y'all what it looks like though. It looks cute, but there are many problems. But let me show y'all what it looks like.
I know you not that. You know say I be complete, man. Man, you're mad that. It's for my mind.
So this is the apartment. I mean, it's cute for what it is. Like I said, there are issues. Maybe I'll go into at the end of the video, but you know, I'm just gonna try to make the best of it and focus on the positive. You know, what can you do? But yeah, I'm about to get some work done, give me something to eat, and then gonna chill out for a bit. Might be going out tonight.
Oh no, can I promise I will be there for you?
Okay, so I'm all dressed and ready to go out for the night. I'm meeting John at this all black party, so that's where we're about to head. So I'm about to hit up my driver so he can come pick me up, and we're gonna head on over there.
Only bitch I'm in the competition with is me. Hoes taking shots, so I came out with a drink. 16th letter of the alphabet, that's me. On the light day, still killing bitches in my jeans. Rock steady. You could tell who I am from the back, cause it's heavy. Wanna know who I'm fucking just so they can run and tell it. I should pimp rap bitches all that ass they be feeling.
That club was ghetto. It was ghetto. We had to get up out of there. It was a lot going on up in there. So we had to dip, okay?
I ain't really tripping on a nigga if I had it. Keep a dark skin, white teeth, neck tatted. Say he want a future to that hoe to buy a paddock. I'm a real peep bitch, riding good out here at it. Rock steady.
This spot is less ghetto, but a lot of flashing lights. Giving seizure. Okay, they should have a seizure warning. Look who I'm here with. Y'all favorite. Y'all be thirsting over John. I'll be telling him too.
I'm all for it. All for it. Keep it up.
Not keep it up.
And I'm still running through the mall with your daddy, Eddie.
Exhausted. Okay, I took my lashes off. I'm about to wash my face and lay it down for the night. It is 6:09 in the a.m. All right, the sun is out and I'm tired. I'm about to knock out. Had a great time tonight though. John also brought along a couple of his friends. Really cool people, so we all had a great time. We went to 2 different clubs. The last club though, they was trying to play games. The first club, we ended up getting it free. Well, me and, you know, John's female friend, we got in free. The guys, they did not get in free. They had to pay. But they let, you know, us get in free for the first club. The second club though, they were trying to tax me because I didn't have a wristband from Afro Future, because they all went to Afro Future, which is a music festival here, and it granted them free admission into the last club we went to because they have VIP passes, but I didn't go. I already went a couple years ago when I was last here, and it was a hot mess. I was like, never again. So I skipped the festival. But yeah, they were trying to charge me 1,000 cedis because I didn't have the Afro Future wristband. And I was like, oh, absolutely not. So I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm like, oh, it's already 3 a.m. at this point. I'm good. I can go back to, you know, my room. But John was like, don't worry about it. I got you. That's my dog. All right. That's my dog. So yeah, we ended up going inside that last club, and it was cool little vibe or whatever. So yeah, tonight was a success, or this morning rather was a success. So yeah, about to go to sleep, and yeah, they're trying to go to brunch tomorrow. Don't know what time we're gonna make it to that, but we'll see.
I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me.
Alrighty, so it is the next night. Child, I've been asleep all day. I went to the gym when I got up, and then I got me something to eat, recorded some videos, got a little bit of work done, and now it's time to go out again. This is how I got sucked into the nightlife cycle last time. Because when you out all night until 6, 7, 8 a.m., then you got to sleep all day, and then by the time you get up and get yourself together, it's already nighttime. So that's what happens here. You got to be careful not to fall into the trap. But we're about to go out to dinner now. About to go meet John and friends at this restaurant.
What are you doing? She said, let me get that to you. I said, get that to me. She said, just relax and let me get it to you. No. She said, take it easy. I went to the world.
This place is so cute, and they're playing jazz versions of Afrobeat songs. It's so dope. So dope.
I'll be ghetto if I get chicken strips.
Yeah, they ain't got none. Right.
I got chicken. See, he's performing tonight at the Afrobeat.
Who?
The guy that's singing the song. What is his name? Is Old something? Old Lane?
Oh, Omalay. Oh, I like him. I liked him ever since that video where he brought that girlfriend up on stage and he was doing the venue.
And got the people broke up.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see it? I don't think so.
So he brought this girl on stage, like saying, and then she was
she was. I was on her.
We gon' freak, we gon' hurt. She on me, she on go. She on green, she on go. I'm too G, she agree, I'ma go. Try to keep it low, try to make me go. Trickin' on me, no go. Trickin' on me, you hurt. I'm too sick, nigga, about the shit. I'm too sick, not gon' tell about the shit. Go to my tailor, got me drink like.
Good morning. So this past week and a half has been very chaotic. It's been a lot going on. I have been partying a lot, been going out to eat and partying quite a bit. I didn't record a lot of that just because I feel like that gets very boring and repetitive after a while. Just a whole bunch of dinner party. I'm like, how much of this can I show? So, I put a little montage together, I'm sure, to show y'all a gist of what was taking place, but been having a good time. But at the moment, everybody else has gone home. I am the last man standing. So it's now time for me to do some touristy stuff. So I'm excited about it. My voice is a little gone, just, a lot of yelling and talking loudly over music. So there's that. I also was feeling a bit groggy. I don't know if I was getting sick or if it was just allergies or what, but I'm feeling a bit better now, so that's good. And I also got a stomach bug, so that was the whole thing. Anyway, we're better now. Things are better now. We're now about to head out on this tour. I'm going to Waterfalls. So yeah, we're about to head out and do that. So I'm excited to see more of Ghana and see what it has to offer. So we are out here in the cuts. We just saw the three-headed palm tree, and now we're headed to the Umbrella Rock. We got a hike up here.
You better look your body and move up. Suffer with this body, make you run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me, make it to go move where you know go. Come make a drive up, come make a drive this on the low. Baby, allow me, if you want me, allow me. See body,
Okay, we had to come to this other waterfall because the body waterfalls, it was dry. Okay, it's not in season. It has a season, I believe, from April to September, where the waterfall is very active, but it's not active right now, so we have to come to this one. And this one is kind of dry. It's not as active as it would be during their rainy season.
This one I bet you me, I know get tired.
Okay, we are now in the cocoa farm. This is the first cocoa farm in Ghana. So we're gonna taste some cocoa beans and see what it's like here. It's so pretty.
What's it going? Chihuahua, all depends. The captain, ride the whip. I love it, die for nothing. What's it going?
It is good.
What's the taste?
It does taste like mango. It's sweet.
So when you're done, you just leave it in the farm and it's going to germinate. So you've planted a new tree.
Oh.
So 7 years later, you come back and look for it.
Okay.
You want more?
Yes.
You can take more than one because I'm going to use it for the process.
Okay.
I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Let me tell you, what's it going?
Okay, we are now at Aburi Botanical Gardens. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, it's really nice out here. These trees are super tall, super pretty. So we're gonna walk around here and explore for a bit. These men are ridiculous.
Hey,
What's up?
Oh, you look good.
Oh my God.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Blessed with beauty. What's a beauty?
Please stop.
If the world was dead, would you cry or would you try to get me? Tell me now, I want you to be clear, yeah. Tell me now, I need you to be clear, yeah. I'm waiting for you, for you. I will wait for you. I will wait for you.
All right, y'all, so I am back here at the apartamente. It's really nice coming back to a nice clean apartment because they do come and clean every day, so that's cool. But yes, it was lovely seeing a different side of Ghana, a different side outside of the big city, outside of Accra, outside of the party scene, which is, you know, the main thing I'm familiar with Ghana. So it was nice, you know, going a bit further out. We went to the waterfall. We were at the cinema waterfalls, I feel like it's called, because the Bati waterfalls are completely dried up around this time of the year, so he had to take me to a different one, and there was a little trickle there, so I was like, okay, this is cool, this will do. And then going to the botanical gardens was nice. I really loved the cocoa farm. That was such a dope experience. I have been to a cocoa farm before. I feel like it was somewhere in Asia, but I really liked this one. And at this one I actually got to taste the cocoa bean, and it tastes like mango. It's really sweet, so that was nice. Had a good time overall, okay? Outside of the men's, listen, the men's here, and this is in multiple African countries I've been to, okay? Let's be clear, and also in the Caribbean, the men are always on the prowl, okay? It does not matter if they are on the clock, if they're at work, it don't matter, okay? They ready and they looking and they watching. My tour guide was flirting with me the entire time, and it was just me on this tour. I was surprised because I didn't book a private tour, but it was just me. It was me, the driver, and then the tour guide. From the time he got in the car, because the driver picked me up first and then we went to go pick up the tour guide. The time he got in the car, I'm like, oh, hey, hi, nice to meet you. He's like, oh, you're so beautiful, I like your smile. And I'm like, okay. I'm already thinking, all right, this this what type of tour this about to be. This man was flirting with me the whole time. Every site we went to, he had something flirty to say. When we were at, because first he took me to go see the three-headed palm tree, I think it's called. And under the palm tree, they have this seating, okay? And he's like, yeah, you know, the tradition is that you sit here and you pray and your wishes to be granted. He was like, if you want to sit there and, you know, pray for me to be your husband, we could get married. I'm like, boy, like, child. And, you know, then it was like rustling in the woods. And I'm like, bro, what are these noises? I need to be prepared for what's about to pop out. Like, what am I hearing? It ended up just being chickens. But anyway, I was kind of scared. So I'm like, what's that? And he's like, listen, nothing's gonna get you. Whatever's out there, it has to get through me to get to you. He was just doing too much. And at no point did I feel uncomfortable. It's not like he was aggressive or anything. So, you know, I didn't feel the need to say anything and speak up. But it was just like, bro, do your job. Because I just feel like if I'm paying money for a service, at no point should you be flirting with me or, you know, commenting on my appearance. Like, who cares how I look? I'm paying you to do a job, do your job, you know? And then we were at the botanical gardens. It was some men. I don't know if they worked there. I don't know what their role was at the garden, but they all were dressed alike. And they're like, oh, such a beauty. Oh, God has blessed you. I'm like, oh, my God. So it's just a lot. I'm like, first off, y'all cap because I look a hot ass mess. I'm sweating. I look crazy. My hair frizzy, looking crazy. What are y'all even talking about? But it's like, bruh. The professionalism is just not, it's not here. It's not here. And speaking of my driver, bruh. I had a driver for like a week and a half, okay? Got rid of him. ended that, okay, deaded that, which I don't need anyway, because these tours that I'm going on for the next few days, they come pick me up anyway, and anywhere quick I need to go, I could just hop in an Uber. But the driver had such a fucking attitude the entire time. He was so grumpy, and I'm like, what the hell? He did not want to do his job and take me anywhere, and then he would never respond to my messages. I'm like, what is up with this dude? I would hit him on WhatsApp and be like, okay, hey, you know, at this time, can you take me here? Like, I would like to go here. He would not say nothing back. You know, on WhatsApp, how you got the 2 blue check marks when they read your message? That's all I would be seeing the whole time, is him just read my message. And then it would get to the time where, you know, I'm supposed to be picked up. I'm like, are you here? Are you outside? He's like, yes, I'm here. I'm like, you ain't gonna say nothing? And then the times where I just assumed he was outside, I would go outside. He not there. And I'm like, hey, where you at? I'll be there soon. Just attitude. And I'm like, is this not your job? Like, what's going on? Your job is to drive me around. Like, what's with the attitude? Okay. Something I experienced quite a bit here. That's just another conversation for another day. We're gonna get into it. I don't know if it's gonna be at the end of this video or in another video, but we're gonna get into it. Anyway, had a good time, had a good tour overall, okay, despite, you know, the professionalism or lack thereof. But yes, I am excited to see, you know, different parts of Ghana, because I do enjoy, you know, getting a different side and a different experience than what I have witnessed with just the party scene and just going to dinner. That's basically what I've mainly done here. But anyway, I'm about to record some videos, you know, go to the gym, get a quick workout in, come back, eat, shower, and then wrap it up. And I will see y'all tomorrow. We're going to Cape Coast, so that should be cool. See y'all then.
Okay, after several hours of driving, we have finally made it to our first stop, which is the national park. And we're actually gonna go to the Cape Coast after this. I think I'm gonna make that a whole separate video. I feel like I got some things to say, some things to get off my chest. So I feel like that might be a bit long-winded, so I'm gonna make that a whole entire separate situation. But this should be cool, so looking forward to seeing what this park is like.
You know, get it time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady clean like broccoli.
This is a bit more rocky than I thought it would be. Oh, I don't want to drop nothing. I got shit in my hand. Lord. Okay, I'm good. Shit, I keep feeling like I'm about to tip over though. Oh. Oh my God. I didn't have my mic on, but yeah, it's a little high up here, but it's not too high. It's not too bad. It's just super duper wobbly. This is scary, not gonna lie. I'm taking deep breaths, but it's scary. Oh, it's just so creaky, and it just sounds like it's not sturdy at all, so it's scary. Oh my God. This was not long nail girl friendly at all. I kept like hitting my nails and bending them on the ropes as I was about to fall. But overall, interesting experience, very exhilarating. Some people were turning back because they was like, oh, absolutely not. So some people came on the first bridge and then they turned around and went back and had to go all the way back down. We had to hike up several stairs to get up here. And they was like, nope. And I get it. It is a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm glad I did it. We did it. Bruh, I was about to come back. I'm in a great mood. I was about to talk about my great day on this tour and how good I feel. And I come back
and there's a big ass lizard in this apartment, bruh. The cleaners came in here and for whatever reason, they left my balcony door open like dummies. Why would they do that? I don't even go out there because I know there is wildlife here, okay? Lizards everywhere, bats all in the sky and shit. So I don't go out there. I don't open that door whatsoever, but they came here for whatever reason, opening the balcony and left it open, left it wide open. I've been gone for 14 hours. Who knows how many lizards is in here now, bro? Why me? So I called my host. And he said he's going to try to work something out. He's going to call me back. But bruh, a lizard. And it's big too. It's not a little teeny baby lizard. Big ass lizard I saw crawling up the wall, bro. Why? Bruh, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I might just have to be out of money. And I'm going to just have to take that L. I'm probably about to book at the Marriott or something. I can't lay my head down here knowing that there's a fucking lizard in here, bro. And there's only one that I saw. What if there are multiple? I can't do it. I can't have peace here at this point. It was as long as the end of my damn ponytail, bro.
2 seconds later.
I'm packing my shit up. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't care what he talking about. He trying to do. I gotta go. I gotta get the fuck on. I don't know why these bitches would even leave the balcony open, bruh. That I feel like they trying to set me up because that don't even make no sense. What you gotta do out there? It's nothing to even do out there. It's nothing to clean out there. It's nothing going on. So I feel like they did that on purpose. And then every time they come clean, they turn the upstairs and downstairs AC off. What are y'all trying to do here? I don't get it. But I gotta get gone. I gotta get gone because I will not wake up with a goddamn lizard laying on a pillow next to my goddamn head. I will not do it. I will not do it. So I'm getting all my stuff together and we up out of here. We up out of here. Even if we have to pay for 2 places at once. I only got a few more days left here anyway. So there's just that. Just never a fucking again, bruh. Never again. And the crazy part about it, I used to have a pet lizard when I was a kid. Well, it wasn't necessarily my lizard. I'm pretty sure it was like my cousin's, and we all used to play with it. And, you know, I liked the little lizard, but my fat cousin accidentally sat on it and killed it. Okay. And I was sad. I might have cried. I don't remember. But, yeah, I remember it was like a pillow or whatever. And my fat cousin didn't see it. He sat down and then was sitting his ass down for a while, got up, and, you know, we ended up moving the pillow. The goddamn lizard was suffocated, smothered, and smashed because he sat on it. And yeah, I used to play with it. But that lizard, I'm positive, was smaller than the one that I seen in here. It was smaller. Let me get my shit together. I'll talk to y'all when I'm at the new spot. Okay, I made it to the hotel. Standard hotel. It's actually kind of spacious, so, you know, I'm happy with it for what it is. That last place, I want to punch that host in his face. He just put me through so much just now. We don't even need to get into it, but never again. Never coming to Ghana again. The fact that I've stayed at so many different hotels over a period of like 5 weeks and every single one has been bad says a lot. Like, I'm over this place. I'm over it. Anyway, we're going to talk more about that at the end of the video. I'm about to shower, get it together because I have a city tour in the morning. So we need to prepare for that. So I will see y'all then.
You can never kill my vibe. But there is no sacrifices.
All right, y'all. So it is the next morning. I feel refreshed. I had a good night's sleep. This bed is a lot more comfortable than the bed at the other spot. So a win is a win. But y'all, last night, that host of that apart hotel, whatever it is, pissed me off so bad. So he was like, oh, I'll try to get you another apartment tomorrow. We'll resolve it in the morning. I'm like, sir, I can't sleep here with lizards and ants too. I forgot to mention they got ants. But, you know, I ignored them because I'm like, okay, cool. They're only downstairs. Only. Shouldn't be ants at all. But there was even an ant that was crawling on me while I was doing a reaction video. The ghetto.
When I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant, I was asked his manager, his cousin, himself from my town.
Who's the ant crawling on me? Jesus Christ. But you know, they were not upstairs where the bedroom is. So I'm like, okay, whatever. As long as they ain't up here crawling on me while I'm asleep, like, okay, cool, I can ignore that. But the lizards, that's where I draw the damn line. So I'm like, sir, I can't stay here with lizards. So he's like, okay, go to this other apartment and you can stay there for the night and we'll resolve this in the morning. I go to the apartment he tells me to go to. The door's locked. I'm jiggling on the door. A girl opens the door like, yes. I'm like, you're staying here? She's like, yes. I'm like, all right, ma'am, sorry to bother you. I hit up the dude like, hey, somebody's in the apartment. 10, 20 minutes go by, no response from him. So I'm like, I can't sleep here. And a lot of hotels have a cutoff check-in time of midnight, and it was already after 11. So I'm like, I have to hurry up and book somewhere before I'll have nowhere to sleep. And I refuse to sleep with the damn lizards. So I hurry up and book this hotel. When I'm in the Uber coming to this hotel, he like, oh, okay, we'll try this other place. This other apartment should be open. And I'm like, sir, you took 30 minutes to respond. I'm already on the way to the new hotel. He's like, oh, your call didn't come through. I'm like, you know what? I'm here now. I'm just going to roll with it because guess what? We're almost up out of here. We're almost going home. So you, okay, to everybody, all the issues I've been having. All right. So yeah, I'm going to try to get my money back from Expedia, but they've never given me my money back before for a hotel gone wrong. So I'm not hopeful, but I'll see what I can do. But child, we're just going to keep it pushing because, yeah, the trip is almost over anyway. We have a city tour today. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. We get to see the Black Star amongst some other things around the city. So, you know, we're just going to focus on that. And I have dinner tonight, so should be nice. Take myself out to dinner. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm not going to let this get me down. But child, the problems this trip have been overwhelming. But yeah, let's head out to go to the city tour. Okay, so we are at the Black Star right now. There's not a lot we're able to see because their president is getting sworn in tomorrow, so they have a lot of stuff blocked off. This is extreme to me. But this is like a cool day for you?
And this guy doesn't have wife, don't have kids, don't have company, you don't have anything, and you're allowing him to the UK. No.
So that's why I said no.
This guy is not coming back.
So you said only like 30% of Ghanaians have come back.
3%, 3.
Oh,
1,
3.
2, 3.
Oh, I thought you said 30%.
No, 3. 1, 2,
3. Oh my God, that's crazy.
You dare not come back here.
Oh.
You can't even come back here. What are you coming to do?
Live. Their home is here.
No.
So you think if you went to the States, you wouldn't come back?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I'm not coming back.
You're not coming back?
No, I'm not coming back. And I'm not sure someone is in Ghana who will live to the US and would like to come back. No.
Oh. We are now at the market. It's a bit chaotic out here, but he said it's not as busy because people are preparing for the ceremony tomorrow. But there are a lot of people out here selling things. He said this is calm. This is a calm day. So on a busy day, it's way worse than this. Really?
It's automatic going to right, wishing the wheels will fall off. Time is ticking, you're too long. Right before I decide to go. And you hurt me, only serve it up if you deserve me, yeah.
I am very, very overstimulated. There's a lot going on. And he said this is a calm day. He said, oh, the traffic is clear. It's even cars going through. Like, this is unheard of. So this is a slow day and it's this crazy. I'm like, nah, get me out of here. I've seen enough. Okay, I'm now at the Kwame Memorial National Park. It's really nice here. So I'm gonna walk around a bit. They also have a tour guide on site, so about to meet up with them. Okay, so I'm back at the Lizard Motel. They're claiming they're gonna give me another room, so I just had my tour guide drop me back off here. Just gonna see what they're gonna do, seeing how it plays out. I don't feel as scared because it's during the day and it's bright in here, so I can see everything. So my eyeballs is definitely, you know, looking around, making sure nothing is creeping up on me. But yeah, just wait in the meantime to see what they're gonna do. I'm making me some eggs and some meat, probably some fruit. Just to get something in my stomach to hold me over until dinner later on. But the tour was really cool. I really liked the tour guide. He was great. He took me to a few different sites. Loved the Memorial Park. Was very lovely. He took me to the market. Child, that was intense, all right? I don't know if y'all heard me in the clips, but I'm like, hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Because people were like touching me and trying to grab me to get me to buy stuff. I don't like people touching me and in my personal space. I say this all the time. So, you know, that bothered me. I'm like, don't touch me, you know, and it's not to be rude or bougie, but this is my personal space. Like, don't start grabbing on me and touching my arm and stuff and trying to pull me to your little shop or whatever. I don't like that. So, you know, it was too chaotic. So I told my tour guide, like, hey, I'm ready to go. We've seen enough. Let's get up out of here. It was really, you know, crowded. And he's like, oh, this is nothing. It gets way worse than this. I'm like, ciao. It reminded me a lot of when I was in Sri Lanka. When I was outdoors, you know, at their little mart, there was, you know, a lot going on there too. And I didn't like it there either. So yeah, just spaces like that makes me very anxious, and I was just ready to get up out of there. So we wasn't there too long. We saw the Black Star, so I was really excited to finally see that. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, the other day I had palm wine. So fire. That is the only wine I've ever liked, and I'm pretty sure the alcohol content is low, but so delicious, so refreshing. I'm gonna see if I can get some back home. I really want to try it again before I leave though. Maybe I can get it somewhere, but you know, that was really dope. So yeah, my cultural experiences here have been great, okay, for the most part, for sure. Cape Coast was such a lovely eye-opening experience. Like I said, I'm going to make a whole separate video about that because I do have a lot to say. But you know, lovely. I'm so glad I did that. So I'm glad I came back here to Ghana. We go eat for now, and yeah, I will see y'all later at dinner. Okay, so this is my last dinner here. I came back to this restaurant called St. Pablo. I already ate here with John and friends. The food was really good, but I also just love the environment here. It just feels like luxury, and it's just something I miss. I miss luxury. It just is what it is, okay? And I'm glad to be going home. This has been a good trip overall. It's really hard for me to have a bad trip. I've only had one bad trip that I can think of. I'll talk about that in another video. But every other trip I've had, even when things don't go the best, even when I'm not really liking a lot of things about a particular country, overall, I'll still say I had a good time. So I will say it's been a good time. But, child, I'm ready. I'm ready to see LA, okay? I'm ready. So yeah, I'm just gonna eat and chill out here. Whenever I go out and I'm dining solo, I'll bring like a book to read or my iPad and watch like a Netflix show or something like that. But
the food that I ordered, I really wanted a burger. I've been eating a lot of Ghanaian food, so I got a burger, fries. I did get some kelewele though on the side, and I got like an appetizer. So we're going in before we get up out of here.
Kwame. So I am back home, of course, and this is the final thoughts segment of the video. This portion of the vid might be a bit long-winded, but I promise I have pertinent information to share if you are considering visiting Ghana. So I really just want to get it all out there. I will try to be as concise as possible. First off, this trip was a hot ass mess. It was a mess. There were a million things that went wrong. But before I get into that, I really want to emphasize how dope my first trip to Ghana was, because I was not vlogging back then. And I think it's very important for me to share both sides. That trip was amazing. It was hands down one of the best trips I've been on my whole life. And I made a video 2 years ago talking about the experience. It wasn't a vlog, but it was just like a sit down vid kind of reviewing, you know, my trip. And I expressed that in that vid. So I just want to briefly go over that trip and why it was so dope, and then we'll get into this trip and why it was such a mess. Okay, because I never want to discourage anybody from going, because I want to inform you of the possibilities. Okay, you could have an amazing trip as well. Ghana has such a special place in my heart because that was just such a dope experience. I loved it so much, and it was just such a sharp contrast to this trip, bruh. Such a contrast. First off, back in 2022 is the first time I went to Ghana, in December as well. So there were a few elements that made that trip so amazing. First off, it was the first time I was in Ghana. So when I'm in a country for the first time, I have the benefit of being on this high. Like, oh my God, everything is new. I've never seen this before. We going to this club? Never been to this club before. Oh, I'm hearing this new language. Y'all speaking Tree. How dope. I'm in this sea of black people as well. Never been in a sea of black people from so many different parts of the world. You have so many people from America, the UK. I met people from Germany, South Africa, Nigeria, everywhere. So it was just such a brand new dope experience. So I was on that high, okay? Also, to be honest, I was drunk the whole time. All right, I was wasted the entire time. That was also strictly a girls' trip. It was only women on that trip. And when I tell you, we were getting pulled in sections left and right. Men were just buying us drinks constantly. So we were wasted. And obviously, you don't have to drink to have a good time, obviously. But for me, look, it is what it is. It increases the enjoyability of the situation sometimes, all right? A lot of time, actually. All right, so I just had a lot more fun because I was drunk the whole time. Third thing, our driver was so dope last time. He treated us like we were his daughters. He was so protective of us. We loved him. So, you know, that really helped us, you know, feel more comfortable navigating and going wherever we wanted because we felt so comfortable with him. So, you know, that really added to the enjoyability of the trip for us. Also, we had some really dope, authentic Ghanaian experiences. I know I previously said that, you know, all we did was party and we didn't have a cultural experience at all, but that's not necessarily true because we met so many people. One of the guys we met is from the States. He lives on the East Coast. He invited us to his family reunion. So a lot of Ghanaians that visit Ghana, they have family that live there. So, you know, he invited us. We around his family, my friend dancing with his grandma. You know, we eating food that his granny made. That's when I had fufu for the first time. So that was such a dope experience. Also, we met this other guy from the UK. He invited us to his house. Beautiful 2-story house, super lavish on the inside. His auntie cooked for us. When I tell you that was the best goat jollof I've ever had in my life, I still have not had any goat and jollof that top that meal. She made goat, jollof, and plantain. Fire. So that was also such a dope, authentic experience. And we're meeting all these people. Obviously, we're being safe. We're using common sense. We're using all the safety measures. And again, our driver was with us the whole time, who doubled as our bodyguard. Let's be clear. So we moved safely. But yeah, we were meeting people and like hanging out with them. So that really added to the experience as well. Oh my God. Also, I was on this Afrobeats high in 2022. The music that dropped that year was so iconic. It was so fire. That was the year that so many songs dropped from Let Me See You, well, la, 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 let me see you, well, What else? I'm single for now. Single for now. What else? I stay low key, but I'm never lonely. Oh my God, Burna Boy song Last Last. Come on, that's the year that Last dropped. So the music was just chef's kiss. It was so iconic in 2022. I'm not saying it was bad in 2024, but it just did not come close to what it was in 2022. And obviously they played, some of those songs this year, but they old now. So it don't hit as hard. So all of those factors contributed to me having such an amazing trip. And those elements were non-existent this trip. They just were. First off, I didn't drink nearly as much this trip, so I was a lot more clear-headed. I drank a little bit, not a lot at all. I was not wasted whatsoever. Second thing, I've been to Ghana already at this point. So it's like, I'm no longer like, oh my God, this is so new. Oh, this is so cool. Never seen this before. It's like, okay, I've already seen this. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it does, remove that super high that I was on from the first trip. And thirdly, my driver was such an asshole. He was treating me like he was doing me a favor, taking me places like I wasn't paying for the service. Like, it was wild. When I tell you, this man would audibly be like, when I'm asking him to take me places, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is so bizarre. Is this not your job? Like, I'm so confused. So that was annoying. And then, going into the attitudes, I definitely noticed the attitudes the first trip as well, let's be clear. But because the pros so heavily outweighed the cons, I just brushed it off. I was like, whatever. But the attitudes out there are just exhausting after a while. That's something I could brush off for like a few days at a time, but after you somewhere for weeks on end and you keep encountering person after person with an attitude, that shit gets annoying. It's like, bro, what's wrong with y'all? So that was pissing me off. And then the whole situation with the lizard and the ants, it's like, bro. And I also had ants in my hotel the first time I was in Ghana. I stayed at several different hotels the last time I was in Ghana, one of them being the top 5-star hotel, ants in the hotel room. And I also had this really weird experience that I talked about in the video I put up with receipts. If you're interested, that's up on OnlyFans right now. OnlyFans just has travel vlogs, by the way, if anybody's curious. Nothing weird over there. But I put that up back in 2022 and detailed that experience with receipts of basically a guy who worked at the hotel popping up at my hotel room in his plain clothes on some personal shit. And I'm just like, if you don't get the fuck away from my hotel room, I didn't say that specifically, but I'm just like, what the hell? I was just so confused. So just, the professionalism once again isn't there. Aside from the attitudes on the other end, you have men who get way too comfortable. And I never at any point felt, in danger or afraid or anything like that. It was just more so annoying. I did feel like the men were harmless, but it was just like, all right, y'all just doing a lot at this point. I had men just grabbing me. Like, it was just a lot. It was just a whole lot when it comes to that as well. The power also going out was a problem, which again happened the first time I was in Ghana as well. But the times the power went out, it was like a few minutes at a time, 5 minutes at a time. This time, at this particular spot I stayed at, the power went out twice. The first time, it was out for 3 hours. Good thing it was during the day that first time, because I just went to the gym, and the gym had power, so I was like, whatever. But the second time, it was at night. I was literally in the dark. The power is out. This is the second time that the power has been out. With the power being out, the air conditioning is also now off. Africa is a horrible, horrible place to be without air conditioning. I was just sitting in the dark. So I'm just like, bro, it's just one thing after the other. And then I got food poisoning again. I got food poisoning the first time I was in Ghana as well. That time it lasted like 2.5 days, but this time it was bad. It lasted for 4 days straight. I was starting to get concerned. I got so desperate, I took my homie's prescription meds that he brought along. That's how desperate I was for it to stop. Like, he brought some pills that he got from his doctor. I'm not sure if they were left over from like a previous stomach bug he had, or if he got them as like just in case meds, just in case I get sick. But he like, hey, you could, take these pills. I was like, absolutely. I Ubered to his hotel to pick them up before he left. And it knocked it right out. So highly recommend. I think I'm gonna get those next time I go to certain places in Africa or Asia, because the water is not safe to drink. And here's the thing, obviously I'm not consuming the water, I'm not even consuming the ice. This is something that people don't think about, but when you even get drinks in countries where the water isn't safe, you're not even supposed to have ice in your drink. So all my drinks, they would try to bring ice, I'm like, no ice. And I also wouldn't even brush my teeth with the water. I'm brushing my teeth with bottled water. But the problem is, when these people are cooking your food, they're not cooking your food with bottled water. They're just not, all right? So they using tap in your water. For all the recipes that require water, which is pretty much all of them, they're putting that contaminated water with the food, and then you eating it, so you are consuming that contaminated water. You just gotta hope for the best. You gotta hope you got an iron stomach and your body can fight it off. Mine, however, cannot, because this is the second time I've gotten food poisoning going to Ghana. So I'm just like, bro. And then on top of that, I was also sick. I got sick out there as well. So I'm sick with a cold and sick with stomach poisoning. So I'm just like, this trip is terrible. And then it has the nerve to be super expensive out there. That also really gets on my nerves. They hike up the prices astronomically for like the months of November, December, and January, just to get as much money as they can from the tourists. And I understand that, you know, everywhere has their peak seasons, but it goes beyond just that. Like, they quadrupling the prices. Like, y'all are doing way too much. And especially because the prices that we're paying, it's not matching the quality that we're getting. Y'all are trying to charge us first world prices, but we getting third world quality. Like, make it make sense. These clubs, they trying to charge $60-$70 for you to get in. Like, excuse me, I'm not paying that. The fuck are y'all talking about? And we getting in the clubs, we standing on rocks and dirt. Like, make it make sense. Front, back specifically. I hate the pavement there. Jesus. You know, so it's like, that was so frustrating as well. And it's like, now that I'm saying all these things out loud, I can't with confidence say this was a good trip. I know I said in the last clip when I was at the restaurant, like, oh, you know, it still was a good trip overall. You know, it's really hard for me to have a bad trip, which it is, because I'm such a lover of travel. And I can only say I've had one really bad travel experience where I just hated it. This experience, it wasn't good. It just wasn't. It was a hot ass mess. There were some components that made it worth it though. So, I mean, I'll call it a beautiful hot mess. That's what I'll title this video, okay? So let's get into the positive. Let's end on a positive note. First off, I think Ghana is pretty safe, especially in comparison to other African countries. I at no point ever felt I was in danger, or I felt like, oh, this is super scary or sketchy. I never felt like anybody was trying to harm me. I do think it's a place that you can travel solo with no issue, even if you're a woman. I actually had a homegirl who went last year who traveled solo with no issues at all. So, you know, I do appreciate that about Ghana. It is relatively safe and peaceful. And what made the trip more enjoyable for me and made it worth it were the excursions I went on. The whole Cape Coast experience. Again, I'm making a whole separate video talking about that. That alone was worth it. Going to the cinema waterfall, going to the cocoa farms, you know, going to the botanical garden, parts of the city tour I went on. Like, all of these experiences were enjoyable, and I feel like they definitely made my trip a bit more worth it. So, you know, those were positives. And although the newness of Ghana had wore off because it was my second time visiting, it just never gets old being in a sea of black people. Just meeting so many black people from all over the world. That's just such a dope experience that I would highly recommend anybody who's black take part in. It's just so, it's so nice to be in that environment. So, you know, that still felt really good being there and being a part of that. But just keep in mind, you're not gonna meet many people who are from Ghana and who live there, because they cannot afford to get into these events because these astronomical prices, like I said. So it's very likely you're gonna be meeting people who are visiting from different countries, which I don't mind. I'm cool with that. But, you know, if you wanted that experience and mean like, oh, I only want to interact with locals, like, Detty December is not it's not the place for that. All right. And speaking of, please keep in mind, my experience is heavily based on me going in December for the Detty December festivities. If you go any other time of the year, you're gonna have an entirely different experience. All right, and you're not gonna have to pay these astronomical prices that they jack up for November, December, January. So, you know, keep that in mind. You're still gonna encounter the attitudes though, I'm sure. But yeah, this is obviously based on the Detty December Ghana, okay? Let's be clear about that. But yeah, that was my experience overall, and then my experience the first time. This is how they differed. I just really want to, give y'all both sides and give you guys the whole story and be completely transparent. I think it's very important to be transparent and let you guys know exactly what I'm experiencing, the good and the bad. There are so many people who put up travel vlogs and they're so fake, and they're only gonna talk about the positive things that happen. They're not gonna mention anything negative at all. That's not what I'm doing over here on this channel. I'm giving y'all the real. I'm giving y'all both sides. I'm telling y'all everything that happened. Obviously, I'm not gonna mention every little bad thing that happened, because trust and believe, there were several other things that went wrong on this trip that I'm not talking about, because I don't need to nitpick every little thing, and we would be here all day if I'm detailing every single bad thing that happened. But I think it's important to give you guys an overview and mention the big problems that occurred. And I know a lot of people are not going to want to go there and get a driver. To be honest, I would recommend it if you don't want to deal with the annoyance of getting in an Uber. You can only pay cash, first of all. And then on top of that, they be having attitudes of being picky about where they want to take you. I took a screenshot of my homie's IG story that he put up. Basically, him like talking to this Uber driver and him being like, okay, where do you want to go? Even though you should obviously see in the app where he wants to go, in the Uber app. But, he told him, like, oh, I want to go to Polo Beach Club. And he, like, sent him these wide emojis. I thought shit was hilarious. But that's just representative of, like, the pushback that you get. It's like, bro, this is your job to drive me around. And that particular club, Polo Beach Club, there is a lot of traffic surrounding that club. It's very popular. But so what? That's what comes with being an Uber driver. You're going to have to drive in traffic sometimes. Hello? And there's a lot of traffic in Accra. So it's like, bro, what? But it's like they be canceling your rides and not want to take you places. So if you don't want to deal with the hassle of that, then I would recommend getting a driver. But then you have the issue of you might get an asshole driver, and that's annoying to deal with. But I mean, at least he took me where I had to go. But, that was frustrating as well. I can't say this was a good trip at all. I'm not going to say it was a bad trip either. But I can't sit here and be like, yeah, this trip was so great. It was amazing, because it wasn't. And I'm going to just be real about that. It just wasn't. And I don't need to go back to Ghana. I'm pretty sure this is my last time going to Ghana. I've seen everything I need to see. Did all the partying. What do I need to go back for? My homie said the same thing too. He like, yeah, I'm not coming back here. And also I asked his friend that he brought along. And I didn't even tell her what I thought about it. I just asked, like, oh, would you come back again? Because this was also her second time coming. And my homie's second time coming. But she was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to come back. So, yeah, I don't need to go back to Ghana. I'm going to just leave it at what it is. But I'm going to always cherish those memories from the first trip. I would never forget that experience. It was amazing. It was great. And you could very well have a great first experience as well. Just, know what you're getting into. But anyway, this was my Detty December experience. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this can assist you in some type of way. And yeah, I will see you guys very soon in the next vid. Bye!